The last couple of mornings.
5 and 7, too. I just got off the phone with Frank Kishton, who is the federal coordinating officer for the fires in Los Angeles, the disaster that was handling all the wildfires. And they're setting up a regional operating center, which is a joint center with the state and federal government, FEMA.
Reports to us of the quake, something like, I guess, about 40 minutes ago, Bernie.
Indeed, Bob, and as you were talking to Michael and to Leon, there was another aftershock. I want to report to you one of the strangest scenes one could ever see. 5 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time it is right now, in front of Tiffany's in Beverly Hills. Tiffany's is less than 70 yards from my hotel. There are people walking around in white terry cloth robes, obviously fellow residents of this hotel. And on the median strip going down the center of Wilshire Boulevard, you can see people cloaked in white and pajamas and what have you, and they're not about to come back inside this hotel. They're just strolling along the median strip, and they're just standing and looking, and there goes a woman across the street in her terry cloth robe up to Tiffany's.
Just San Fernando Road. We've also gotten some reports that that there are some structure fires in the Newhall Saugus area, and that's all we have right now, according to what people are reporting on amateur radio. Fortunately, right now, nobody seems to be requiring any assistance via the radio, but it does seem to be widely felt over a wide area of the area here.
Bob, you were on the amateur radio, which is interesting, as soon as the earthquake happened. Is this something that you typically would do to try to find out exactly what's going on, and what were the other people, besides the damage reports, what were the other people on the line saying?
Well, of course, they were giving immediate responses to the earthquake as far as how it was felt, and we try to get a general idea of what the size or the magnitude is of the quake. That's the preliminary reports, and then we'd come in with anybody, of course, anybody needing any help. Normally, I'm there working at KNBC in the master control room, but fortunately I was off tonight, but certainly felt it out here. I also want to say to Steve Crow, our cameraman there, that I have not been able to get a hold of his wife in the Newhall area, been trying, and also to Jim Hart there, his wife is okay out in Palmdale. Out here in the Antelope Valley seems to be okay. But radio-wise, people do seem to be just reporting damage, and nobody seems to really need any emergency help right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Bob from Lancaster. We're going to go right now to Terry Frost, who is one of our resident seismologists here at KNBC, amateur seismologist, and you frequently call in some of these earthquakes that happen around here. Terry, what can you tell us about this from your experience?
Well, it obviously was a fairly large quake. I would estimate somewhere between 6 and 7. And I did get an azimuth on it, or a direction, from my location out here in Rancho Cucamonga. And it's about 265 to 270 degrees, which would put it almost due west to me. And if I have a mileage correct, which is very preliminary right now, is about 62 miles. And
they're in the San Fernando Valley. Most of the damage, we would assume, being in the valley. And we're hoping, we don't know yet because we're just getting reports in, we're hoping that the damage is of the type that I was reporting at in the Glendale area where I live, and that is that just bookshelves came down and ceramic items came down off the shelves and may have broken, but there's no structural damage. But we don't know yet. Odds are there's probably more substantial damage the closer you get to the epicenter, and in other areas where the soil is particularly loose and structures are built on them. Just looking through some of the reports that we're getting, most of these by telephone, as people get up this morning and try to figure out exactly what happened in their areas. As we said, that there are fires burning in the San Fernando Valley, 5 fires so far, probably caused by broken gas mains that then...
About the earthquakes that you have been describing as the Santa Monica Swarm, is it possible then that those earthquakes we felt last week, when there was almost one a day that was actually able to be felt, is it possible that those were foreshocks to what we felt this morning?
that is a possibility. I'm not going to go that far to speculate on that. Like I said, the thing that caught my mind first was the fact that when I did get a direction on this, it pointed in that direction, and the mileage was about right. However, I could be off quite a bit, but I'm almost fairly certain that the quake is in LA County, in your area, and close to the ocean.
Okay, Terry Frost, thanks very much. As the morning goes on, in fact, indeed, in about the next half hour or so, we should be able to find a preliminary epicenter, a starting point for this morning's earthquake. As soon as we get that information, we will pass it on to you. Right now, the best we know is that this was an earthquake that came through about 4:31 this morning, lasted about 30 seconds in the strongest hit areas, and preliminarily may have measured 6.5 on the Richter scale.
Okay, right now we're going to go upstairs to the newsroom to Colleen Williams and Chuck Henry, and they're going to tell us a little bit about what to do during these aftershocks. And you may be feeling some, you know, during the next couple of hours. There are bound to be many. Colleen, Chuck, good morning.
Okay, thanks, Carla and Ken. If you're joining us now, you can see on the screen here what to do after an aftershock. If you're inside your house, stay there right now. Get under something sturdy. Certainly don't do what I did this morning. That was to jump out of bed immediately and run in to see what's going on in the house. Stay away from items that can fall off the shelves or break. Specifically televisions. A lot of people have televisions up high these days, and I know we lost a lot of monitors here in the newsroom.
The other thing people are worried about is, of course, gas and gas explosions.
7.
Could you tell us once again, what community are you in? I know you're in the San Fernando Valley.
I am in the community of Sylmar, where the earthquake took place in 1971. Our home is located within 1/2 mile of the 210 freeway and the I-5 freeway, where they come together before they go over Newhall Pass into Valencia and Saugus.
Tom, have the fighting equipment, have the fire engines been able to get through? We've heard that there are a number of landslides in the quake area. So those houses that are burning, are they just burning without any help from firefighters, or did I miss something you had said earlier?
No, you have not missed anything I said earlier.
Can perhaps not see more damage, more visible damage.
We're going to break here for a second, Bernie, and go to John Lynch. He is with the National Earthquake Center in Golden, Colorado. Mr. Lynch, I think you can give us some official information on exactly how strong the quake was. Do you have an epicenter yet?
Yes, we have a location 20 miles southwest of San Fernando, California. Occurred at 4:31 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and a magnitude of 6.6.
How do you describe a magnitude 6.6 earthquake? What is it capable of?
That's capable of causing damage in a populated region. We're just getting some preliminary damage reports. It's very sketchy at this time.
Do you consider that a strong quake, a very strong quake, or what?
That is a strong quake, yes.
Is there anything more you can add for us?
Not at this time. That's the preliminary information we have.
Misinformation. Coming into work this morning, I stopped by Caltech. Students are down there. They're looking at the seismographs. I mean, obviously, the picture down there is quite dramatic. They're still trying to determine exactly where the epicenter of this quake is. It was a strong one. Once again, the folks down at Caltech told me it was 6.5 or greater.
We do have some preliminary information on that. We have been in contact with the National Earthquake Center in Golden, Colorado, and they put this one, as you said, at about 6.5 to a 6.7, and they believe right now the epicenter was somewhere near the town of San Fernando.
Right. Which would coincide with the kind of phone calls that we're getting in here. The people that live along the beach communities, the South Beach communities, aren't reporting as violent a jolt as those that live in the San Fernando Valley area, out in the San Gabriel Valley area. Exactly what fault it was on, we do not know yet. It lasted a good 30 seconds with a lot of small aftershocks.
I don't know about you, but I felt a real strong jolt for about 15 seconds as I jumped out of bed to see what the baby was doing.